America has a traffic death problem, and safety advocates say our infrastructure, our sidewalks, and our streets are setting us up for failure. Well, the federal government is putting money behind this issue, but those advocates say more urgency is necessary.
The shame that comes from drivers when you're ripping through, and not only are you facing an environment that's hostile and harmful and unsafe and life-threatening and impossible for a lot of people, but then you're shamed and honked at.
Jonathan Stalls invited me on a walk the other day. Aside from the company, nothing about it was pleasant. We walked to a couple of bus stops along a major arterial route in his city of Denver.
You see that the sidewalk just ends right into the dirt.
Bus stops where you had to trudge on messy dirt-covered paths on the side of the busy road to get to. Footprints and tire tracks in dirt and snow show that many people call this their commute.
They're moving so fast, and you have engineering that has long been centering high-speed car traffic as the priority.
Jonathan became an advocate for safer streets after he walked across the entire country. He now documents infrastructure flaws on social media under the name Pedestrian Dignity. Flaws, he says, are a symptom of generations of prioritizing car travel.
Get the basic dignity on the table for pedestrian modality, our most inherent form of getting around.
The Governor's Highway Safety Association says pedestrian traffic deaths have been rising steadily since 2010, increasing faster than all other kinds of traffic deaths, last year being a record breaker. It predicts that 7,485 pedestrians were killed last year, an 11.5% increase from 2020.
City streets were designed primarily to move cars, to move as many cars as fast as possible.
Jill Locantori is the executive director of Denver Street Partnerships. She works to connect lawmakers with changemakers to make sure the pedestrian perspective is heard. She says the conversations her group is having are happening in cities nationwide.
Pedestrians and bicyclists are the most vulnerable and the most likely to be hit and killed in a crash, but our streets are unsafe for everybody.
It seems the federal government is listening. At the end of October, the U.S. Department of Transportation released a set of guidelines on how to create safer streets for pedestrians, hoping cities will use some of the $9 billion allocated from the infrastructure bill to improving streets with pedestrians and cyclists in mind. While the money is there, it is up to local and state governments to decide on how to spend it.
This is not a pipe dream. We know how to prevent traffic fatalities. It's just a matter of having the political will to do that.
These are different traffic crashes where people, loved ones, didn't survive this intersection.
Jonathan hopes those in power act with urgency and do so with empathy for pedestrians.
There's just such a loud ache to be in a place of empathy and openness for what it's actually like to get around practically to everyday places.
I'm Vanessa Mashani reporting.